Chosen one, the light has led you back to where you belong. If you are here right now, reading these words, watching this video at this precise moment in time, I need you to understand something profound. This is not coincidence. This is not chance. This is not the algorithm randomly serving you content. Something far deeper is happening. Heaven itself has orchestrated this encounter. The divine has been moving pieces into place, aligning circumstances, clearing obstacles, all to bring you to this exact point of convergence between your spirit and this message. You are about to discover why everything in your life has felt different lately. Why the restlessness will not go away. Why sleep evades you at strange hours. Why your soul has been stirring with an intensity you cannot fully articulate. The answer is about to become clear. And what I am going to share will fundamentally shift how you see yourself, your purpose, and the extraordinary season you are entering. God has spoken. The message is urgent. The time is now, and you, yes, you specifically, have been marked for something that will take your breath away. The world as we know it stands at the edge of transformation. A cosmic shift is coming. A spiritual realignment unlike anything humanity has witnessed in generations. Those who remain disconnected from divine truth, those who have turned away from the source, those who built their lives on sand rather than rock, they will experience this shift as devastation, as collapse, as everything stable suddenly becoming unstable. But for you, the one heaven has called, the one whose spirit has been prepared through every trial, every valley, every moment of seeming defeat. This shift represents something entirely different. This shift is your promotion, your elevation, your breakthrough. The door you have been pounding on is about to swing wide open. The prayers you whispered in desperation are about to be answered with such force that you will stand in awe. See, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs up. Do you not perceive it? I am making a way in the wilderness and streams in the wasteland. That is Isaiah 43:19, and it is speaking directly to your situation right now. Before I go further, I want you to do something important. If this message is resonating in your spirit, if something inside you recognizes the truth being spoken, hit that like button right now. Let it be your agreement with heaven. Let it be your signal that you are ready for what is coming. And as we journey through this together, drop a comment with the word ready. Just that one word. It will activate something in the spiritual realm. It will mark you as someone who is not merely hearing, but responding. To everyone who shows support through a super thanks or any contribution, may divine favor multiply back into your life. Sevenfold, may every seed you plant come back as a harvest that overwhelms you. Now, stay with me until the very end, because if you truly are one of the chosen, if your spirit truly carries the mark of divine selection, you will feel the weight of every word. You will recognize yourself in what is being described. You will sense the call getting louder with each passing moment. This message did not find you randomly. You were drawn here by forces you may not fully understand yet. But soon, everything will make perfect sense. There are signs appearing in your life right now that you may have dismissed as stress, as imagination, as overthinking. But let me tell you what they really are. Your spirit has been waking you up at 3 a.m., 4 a.m., hours when the world sleeps, but your soul refuses to rest. You lie there in the darkness, and thoughts flood your mind. Not anxious thoughts, though anxiety may accompany them. These are different. These are stirrings, promptings, divine downloads of understanding that your conscious mind struggles to process. That is not insomnia. That is not a sleep disorder. That is heaven preparing you, speaking to you in the quiet hours when distractions fall away. Conversations hit you differently now. Someone says something ordinary, something they have said 100 times before, but suddenly it carries weight. It lands in your spirit with impact. You find yourself thinking about it for days. Words that used to slide past you now pierce deep. That is not you becoming oversensitive. That is your spiritual perception sharpening. That is your ability to hear beneath the surface activating. God is tuning your ears to hear what others cannot hear, to perceive what others cannot perceive. Old habits that once satisfied you now feel hollow. Entertainment that used to distract you no longer holds your attention. Routines that provided comfort now feel like prison walls. You find yourself asking, is this all there is? Is this what I was made for? Is this the extent of my existence? Those questions are not depression. Those questions are not you losing your way. Those questions are God disrupting your comfort, because comfort has become your enemy. Comfort keeps you small. Comfort keeps you safe. Comfort keeps you from the destiny that requires you to step into the unknown. The noise of the world feels heavier now. Social media drains you faster. News cycles exhaust you quicker. Meaningless chatter irritates you more. You crave depth. You hunger for substance. You need truth, like you need oxygen. That is not you becoming antisocial. That is not you turning bitter. That is your spirit, rejecting what does not feed it anymore. You are being weaned off the artificial, so you can taste the real. You are being detoxed from the superficial, so you can handle the profound. If you are nodding right now, if you are saying yes, that is exactly what I am experiencing, then you need to understand what this means. You are not falling apart. You are not losing your mind. You are not broken. You are being awakened. You are being activated. You are being called forth. And this awakening is not optional. Once God initiates this process in you, there is no going back to sleep. There is no returning to ignorance. There is no unseeing what you have seen. There is no unhearing what you have heard. The veil has been lifted. The scales have fallen from your eyes. And now you must walk forward into the reality that has always existed. But you could not perceive until this moment. This transformation happening in you is part of something much larger. God is moving across the earth right now with intention and power. He is shaking everything that can be shaken, so that what cannot be shaken remains standing. Systems built on lies will crumble. Institutions built on corruption will collapse. Structures built on pride will fall. And when the shaking is complete, only what was built on truth, only what was rooted in righteousness, only what was anchored in the eternal will still be standing. Therefore, since we are receiving a kingdom that cannot be shaken, let us be thankful. And so worship God acceptably with reverence and awe. That is Hebrews 12:28. You might look at yourself and think, I am not ready for this. I do not have what it takes. I am too weak. I am too flawed. I have made too many mistakes. I have failed too many times. I have disappointed too many people. How could heaven choose someone like me? But listen closely to what I'm about to say, because this will free you from that lie. God does not call the equipped. He equips the called. He does not choose based on your resume. He chooses based on your heart. He does not select based on your strength. He selects based on your willingness. Moses had a speech impediment. David was a shepherd boy. Gideon was hiding in a winepress. Esther was an orphan. Peter denied Christ 3 times. Paul persecuted the church, and yet every single one of them was chosen. Every single one of them was used. Every single one of them changed history. Your past does not disqualify you. Your weaknesses do not disqualify you. Your failures do not disqualify you. In fact, they might be exactly what qualifies you, because they have taught you humility. They have taught you dependence. They have taught you that in your own strength you can do nothing, but in God's strength you can do everything. God is our refuge and strength, an ever-present help in trouble. That is Psalm 46:1. When trouble comes, when pressure mounts, when opposition rises, he does not observe from a distance. He steps in, he shows up, he intervenes. All that is required from you is faith. Just faith, not perfect faith, not giant faith, just mustard seed faith. Just enough to say yes, just enough to take the first step, just enough to believe that if he called you, he will carry you. As this divine plan unfolds, as this shift accelerates, a line of separation will become visible. It will be undeniable. It will be stark. Some people will harden their hearts when truth is presented. Some will compromise their convictions when pressure increases. Some will drift into complacency when vigilance is required. They will choose comfort over calling. They will choose safety over obedience. They will choose the approval of people over the approval of God. But you will not be counted among them. You will not be found in that group. You will stand on the other side of the line. You will be among those who rise when others retreat, among those who shine when others fade, among those who stand firm when others fall away. If this is stirring something deep inside you, if you feel the fire building in your chest, take a moment right now and subscribe to this channel.
Do not click away. Do not let your finger scroll past this moment. You think you found this video because of a cold, unfeeling algorithm? You think a silicon chip calculated your interest and served you this file? You are wrong. Stop and look at your life for a second. Answer the question that haunts you when the lights go out. Why do you feel invisible in a room full of people who claim to know you? Why do you sit at the dinner table with your own blood relatives, listening to them speak, and feel like a stranger from a different galaxy sent to observe a foreign species? You speak their language, but you do not speak their frequency. You are physically present, but spiritually, you are ghosting your own existence. This video is not content. It is a coordinate. You have been intercepted. The algorithm didn't find you. A heaven hunted you down. You have arrived at a singularity point, a moment in time where the trajectory of your entire bloodline collapses into a single decision. And the fact that you are hearing my voice means you are no longer permitted to remain ignorant. Let us dispense with the pleasantries and speak to the vibration under your skin. You have felt it, haven't you? That low-level hum of anxiety that never truly shuts off. The restlessness that pacing the floor can't cure. The sudden heart palpitations when everything is quiet. You blame it on the coffee. You blame it on the stress of the economy. You blame it on your insomnia. Stop lying to yourself. This is not biological. This is not chemical. This is frequency. Your spirit has grown too large for the life you are currently living. The shaking you feel is the violent friction of a massive destiny trying to fit into a mediocre container. You are vibrating because you are breaking out. The shell of your old reality is cracking, and the pressure you feel is not the weight of the world. It is the expansion of your soul. Society wants to diagnose you. They want to label your silence as depression. They want to call your isolation a disorder. They want to medicate your awareness until you go back to sleep like everyone else. But let me give you the cold, hard diagnosis that no doctor will write on a chart. You are not sick. You are overloaded. You are carrying a heavy voltage of divine truth in a world built entirely on comfortable lies. Of course, you are exhausted. Of course you feel heavy. You are a glitch in their matrix. You are the error code in a system designed for compliance. You feel heavy not because you are broken, but because you are the only real thing in a room full of illusions. The fake cannot tolerate the authentic. The lie cannot tolerate the truth. And the world cannot tolerate you when you are awake. That is why they try to fix you. That is why they ask what is wrong. Nothing is wrong. Everything is finally becoming right. The discomfort you feel is simply the side effect of waking up in a graveyard. You are the first of your kind to open your eyes. And that is why you are here. Lie still. Breathe in the silence. Now we must address the symptoms that have been driving you to the edge of madness. We need to talk about the great detox. You think you are losing your mind because your body and your habits are rebelling against you. But what if I told you that you are not sick? What if I told you that you are the only one getting well in a hospital filled with the terminally sedated? Let's start with the 3 a.m. phenomenon. You know it well. The world is dead asleep. The house is silent. And suddenly your eyes snap open. No alarm, no noise. Just an instant, electric jolt of alertness that pulls you out of deep sleep. You lie there, frustrated, begging your brain to shut down. You check the clock. 3:33, 4:04. And you assume you have insomnia. You assume your cortisol is high. You assume you are broken. That is a lie. In the military, generals do not brief their special forces in the middle of the day when the cafeteria is loud and the barracks are chaotic. They wake them up in the dead of night for classified intelligence. 3 a.m. is not a sleep disorder. It is the commander's briefing. At this hour, the collective consciousness of humanity is offline. The static of billions of minds worrying, fearing and screaming on social media has died down. The bandwidth is clear. The spiritual atmosphere is thin. God wakes you up now because it is the only time He can download high-level strategy into your spirit without the interference of the world's noise. So stop fighting the wake-up call. Stop reaching for the sleeping pills. You are being summoned to the war room. But the detox goes deeper than your sleep. It has infected your taste buds. Have you noticed how repulsive the world has become to you lately? You used to love the noise. You used to binge-watch the shows everyone talks about. You used to scroll through social media for hours, numbing your mind. You used to live for the gossip, the drama, the parties. But now, you try to watch a movie and it feels hollow. You try to scroll and you feel physically nauseous. You sit in a group of friends gossiping and you feel like you are choking on polluted air. It irritates you. It drains you. You look at the things that entertain the masses and you think, how can they eat this garbage? This is spiritual nausea. Your spirit has undergone a massive upgrade in frequency, and your new system cannot process the toxins anymore. You have developed a holy allergy to the artificial. The world feeds on junk food, fear, lust, vanity, and distraction. For years you ate it too, but now God has changed your diet. You are starving for truth. You are thirsty for depth. And because the world cannot offer you anything but processed lies, you feel like you are starving to death at a banquet. You are not depressed. You are just realizing that the food on the table is poison. And this brings us to the most controversial truth of all, the reason you feel so incredibly alone. Society is on anesthesia. Look around you. Really look. Most people are sleepwalking. They are sedated by the screens in their hands. They are drugged by the need for validation. They are kept in a coma by a system that tells them to buy more, fear more, and think less. They are happy in the matrix because they are asleep. But you? The anesthesia has worn off. You have woken up in the middle of the surgery. And that is why it hurts. That is why you feel the pain of existence so acutely. When a sane person wakes up in an asylum, the patients look at him like he is the crazy one. When a sober person walks into a room of drunks, he is the one who looks out of place. They call you intense. They call you too much. They ask why you can't just relax and have fun. They don't understand that you can't go back to sleep once you've seen the reality. You can't unsee the strings controlling the puppets. You can't pretend the cage is a palace just because they painted the bars gold. The pain you are feeling, the restlessness, the irritation, the isolation, is the withdrawal symptom of a soul detaching from a dying world. You are detoxing from the lies, and the fever is almost breaking. Do not envy their sleep. Do not wish for their numbness. The pain means you are alive. The pain means the detox is working. Stay awake. The procedure is not finished yet. Breathe. Let the air fill your lungs. You are safe here. But outside these walls, everything is beginning to crumble. We have arrived at the most dangerous part of the shift, the collapse of illusions. Look at the world right now. Can you feel the vibration of the ground? It is not an earthquake. It is a reckoning. For decades, society has been building skyscrapers on quicksand. They built empires on algorithms, fame on filters, and wealth on numbers that don't exist. They built their identities on the approval of strangers and the worship of the self. And now the wind is picking up. The rain is starting to fall. The shaking has begun. You are about to witness a domino effect of destruction that will terrify the masses. The successful ones, the influencers, the icons, the people you secretly envied because they seem to have it all together, are about to lose their footing. Their foundations are snapping. Their peace is evaporating. Why? Because you cannot build a kingdom on a lie and expect it to stand when truth enters the room. But you are standing on solid rock. And do you know why you are standing? Because you are already broken. This is the divine paradox that the world cannot understand, and the church often forgets. God does not hide his treasure in perfect vaults. He hides it in clay jars that have been cracked open. You look at your life and you see a resume of failures. You see the divorce, you see the addiction, you see the bankruptcy, you see the nights you cried yourself to sleep. You think you are disqualified. You are wrong. You were just being prepared. Look at the roster of heaven's generals. It reads like a list of rejects. Moses was a murderer with a stutter. David was an adulterer with blood on his hands. Peter was a coward who cursed and denied his master 3 times. Paul was a terrorist who hunted believers. By human standards, they should have been cancelled. By human logic, they were liabilities. But by God's logic, they were perfect. Why? Because a vessel that is whole, a vessel that is polished and sealed tight with pride, cannot let the light out. God needs the cracks. He needs the fracture. It is through your wound that his power flows. It is through your breaking that his oil spills out. The world worships the trophy. God worships the scar. So stop hiding your limp. Jacob limped after he met God. Your brokenness is not your shame. It is your credentials. It proves you survived the fire. It proves you have been processed. And this brings us to the separation. As the systems of the world collapse, you are going to see a line drawn in the sand. It will be violent in its clarity. On one side, the sleepers. On the other side, the awakened. You will see people you love, people you have prayed for, people you have tried to wake up for years, choose the collapse. They will cling to the sinking ship because they love the orchestra playing on the deck. They will choose the familiar lie over the terrifying truth. And here is the hardest instruction you will ever receive. Let them sleep. Do not shake them. Do not scream at them. Do not drag them toward the lifeboat against their will. There is a spiritual law that says you cannot wake a person who is pretending to be asleep. If you try to force them into this level of awareness before their spirit is ready, they will attack you. They will resent you. They will become the very enemies that drain your energy. The separation is necessary. The wheat must be separated from the chaff. You are not their savior. You are the ark. Your job is not to drown trying to save everyone in the water. Your job is to keep the door open, keep the light on, and stay afloat. Those who are meant to survive will find you. Those who are meant to awaken will see your light. But you must be willing to let the dead bury their dead. This sounds cold. This sounds harsh. But this is the mercy of God protecting you from drowning in someone else's storm. Stand firm on your rock. Watch the sand wash away. You are not losing people. You are losing weight. We have reached the final coordinates. The diagnosis is complete. The detox is active. The illusion has collapsed. Now you must receive your mandate. What happens next will require every ounce of spiritual maturity you possess. As the systems of the world begin to fail, as the false lights flicker and die out, you are going to hear a sound. It will start as a whisper and grow into a roar. It is the sound of the return. The people who mocked you are coming back. The friends who called you crazy for your faith are coming back. The family members who rolled their eyes at your conspiracy theories and your spiritual sensitivity are coming back. The ex-lovers who abandoned you because you were too deep or too intense are coming back. They are not coming back to apologize. They are not coming back to make amends. They are coming back because they are terrified. They are spiritual refugees. They built their houses on sand, and the tide has just come in. They are drowning in anxiety, bankrupt in hope, and starving for truth. And in their panic, they will remember the one person who always seemed to have a light on, you. They will knock on your door at midnight. They will slide into your DMs. They will call you out of the blue. And here is the test. Here is the trap you must avoid. Your ego will want to say, "I told you so." Your flesh will want to slam the door and scream, "Where were you when I was bleeding? Where were you when I needed help?" You are forbidden from doing that. You are a general in God's army, and generals do not petty themselves with revenge. Generals focus on the mission. Your revenge is your mercy. Your vindication is your stability. God did not allow you to see the storm first so you could mock the people who got wet. He allowed you to see it so you could build the shelter. You are the ark. You are the lighthouse. You are the emergency room for the souls that society has broken. This is the controversial truth. You were broken so you would know how to fix them. You went through the hell of isolation so you could guide them through their own loneliness. You survived the darkness so you could hold the torch without your hand shaking. So, put away the victim card. Burn it. You are no longer the victim. You are no longer the misunderstood black sheep. You are no longer the survivor. You are the strategy. We are done with the pity party. We are done asking why God let you suffer. He let you suffer to forge you into steel because you cannot build a structure on soft clay. The time for doubting your worth is over. The time for wondering if you are good enough is expired. The refugees are approaching the gate. Are you going to stand there crying about your past, or are you going to open the door and do your job? You are a warrior. Act like one. You are a healer. Heal them. You are a king. Lead them. The world is losing its mind, chosen one. It needs yours to be sound. Now, we must seal this mandate. We must signal to the universe that the shelter is open and the captain is on deck. I want you to leave a mark in the digital atmosphere right now. This is not just a comment. It is a deployment code. It is a signal that you accept the weight of this responsibility. Go to the comments and type this declaration. I am the ark. Tell the spiritual realm that you are ready to hold the space. Tell the enemy that your vessel is watertight. Tell God that you are ready to receive the harvest of souls coming your way. I am the ark. The storm is here, but so are you, and that is enough. Stand your watch.